Alright guys, what is up? It's Mr. Blobfish here, back with another Rome 2 replay review. And today I'm going to be reviewing this replay of a siege attack. So I'm going to be in the attackers, Boii, Rome, Carthage, versus Arverni, Egypt, and Macedon. We're pretty big army compositions, so we'll see how this goes, obviously. We're seeing some cool units in this battle. We're going to see a lot of good tactics in this battle, and we'll see how the outcome comes. I thought this was a very good battle, and once this loads, it'll be. So sit back, relax. It's going to be a little bit of a long video. Alright, battle starts. The battle starts kind of wonky, I'm not going to lie, and that's because the enemy quick started like almost automatically, which is kind of toxic of them. You should at least wait for them so we can all have fun, you know? But whatever. Let's see what I'm going through my mind. So I'm gonna fast forward. It's a little bit, might get a little bit laggy. That's fine. It's a pretty big battle. A lot of players, a lot of, you know, stuff's going on. So I'll just wait a little bit. Alright, normal speed. So what's going in my thought process? First, put the archers on the ridge. You know, you can fire down at that ridge, fire down on the city. Maybe, I don't know. Move up the what's this called again? I have heavy battering ram. Move this up, take down the wall, and then I can use my cavalry over here. Go through, make some punches. Automatically, my plan kind of thwarted. Because these guys, what I'd not noticed is these guys had a lot of troops here in the hidden. I wasn't really paying attention, but they'd left these towers undefended. So what they'd done is they were just basically thinking that they didn't have enough troops, but then they had some troops here. But you know, whatever. Anyway, very good. Rome and Carthage, kind of enemies. Kind of weird why they placed their. I don't know if you can place them, but their Greek ballistas were here. They could have placed it right here. Right there. There. You know what I mean. Okay. Anyway. Rome moves his Roman heavy onager, and so does Carthage up this hill as well as the siege towers. And I think Rome was new to the game, kind of. But he did seem when he knew some of his stuff. He actually placed his general here. And I actually learned why he placed it here. It's because so when the gates open, you can actually see that. He saw the gates open, so he moved his guys here because he thought that, you know, yo, why is the gates opening? It's probably because there's units here, and since this is his only cavalry unit, and, you know, general units, okay, he placed his cavalry here. And then he'd place these two, I guess, ambushing units up on the hill, and we'll see that play out later in the video. Anyway, automatically, battering rams getting slammed by this Greek bastion ballista could have been used differently, in my opinion. I think this would have been so much better if it was used to take out like archers or something, or even maybe the stuff up here. I don't think that it was really used. I think this is kind of useless even if this fell. I mean, it's being pushed by Celtic warriors, which are not, they're not bad, but I honestly think that they're a very good cost-effective troop, and we'll actually see them do some stuff later in the video. Anyway, yep, Rome was right. Look at this. We have some citizen cavalry that has sallied out of the place. I actually noticed this. I don't know if I notice it now, but yeah. But Rome definitely has. He's actually moving some Praetorian Guard, kind of solidifying the region. Automatically, this cav starting to push up. Citizen cav, not bad, but when you think of the situation, I have archers. Rome has archers on this hill. You can easily micro. I mean, really, you can't go through here, obviously. So you just go like this. Flank it up the hill. I mean, this is not going to do much. He actually realizes as he pushes this guy through here, and I sended my superior heavy horse that's been hiding this entire time, put it in wedge formation, because I think diamond or wedge is good against cavalry. I'm not sure. I know it's not the best against like actual melee. Anyway, battering rams hitting the target, getting an absolute beating. Weird play by Egypt, putting up some Galatian swords. I think that's one of Egypt's best troops that they have, and I think that was just kind of a waste. I mean, it's kind of, you know, near all of the archers, like all of Carthage's, all of mine, all of Rome's archers are here. I feel like these thorax swords could have just held perfectly fine if they just put another unit, but yeah. He goes to charge. I'm actually trying to micro the siege tower to the battering ram to move, because otherwise it just clogs up the way and takes time for the troops to get in. But yeah, that's not gonna work. Anyway, surprisingly, these guys actually hold enough, and what that allows to do is he actually gets to... We'll see, but... Oh, I think... Yeah, never mind. It'll happen. But anyway, Carthage moving up some late Libyan hoplites. Pretty good defensive unit, but could be well used offensive. Especially against, you know, thorax swords. Anyway, I put these guys in wedge formation, straight up facing this cavalry. He is charging cavalry, the citizen cavs, and then he stops. I'm kind of like, why did you stop? Why did you stop? Kind of weird. So I'm gonna, like, you know, push up a little bit, angle myself perfectly. Rome's just here waiting, you know. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's just seal the deal. Push up this archer unit. Push it up. He's gonna know I'm gonna push these archer units, and then he's gonna have the choice: either sit here and wait, and then just let the archers kill him, or charge. Really, that's his only options. Also, nice, cool little deer. They're about to get killed now. So I'm pushing up these archers. They're moving. He's struggling with the siege towers. He is a new player, I know, but he did stuff that no players don't do. I think he was trying to do some weird glitch or something, or maybe he just didn't realize that there was a ledge here. Or he could have just been looking at this way and thought that he could just go over it, but I don't really know. Anyway, exactly what I said. He's gonna charge up, try and get the archers. So I charge in, but the wedge formation, it's too damn slow to turn. Look at this. It's like, takes a century, and then it gets out of wedge formation, so it charges like up, and like the archers actually do come in handy. They started to fire down 3 kills already, so it's okay. But yeah, we catch them off guard, and then look, he basically weaved through, went through here, and we'll see where he goes. But anyway, I caught a decent amount of his dudes off, or dudes. It's okay, but he's already breaking to the archer fire. These archers, and I think the Pila volleys off of some of these Praetorian guards. I think, who did that? Or maybe it's just my archers. I mean, 7 kills. So basically a full unit breaking. Yeah, the Pila of these guys. 5 kills on them, 4 Pila. But anyway, yeah, I put these guys on skirmish mode so they can just run away and then stop and then fire back. Then I actually make the order, but nope, catches this dude off guard. But I guess him doing that allows me to push up these, and I'm actually happy I put this guy back, because I'd at least get to keep him for longer. Anyway, moving to the tower. Battering ram works, and then it literally doesn't. I don't know how they did it. It opened, and then it just closed. I don't really know if you can do that, but yeah, whatever. That happened. He's moved some more thorax swords up. He's moved some thorax swords. And now, this is when me and my teammates were talking. We realized this. You can't get through this. It looks like you can get through it, but you can't. So if you literally charge here, you can just go around the entire city. You can just flank them from behind. You can basically own this entire area if you flank through that, right? So Carthage and him start pushing up their tortoises, and I had this siege tower here, and I'm like, bro, really? What's the point? He's gonna knock this down anyway. But then, of course, Rome 2 being a buggy mess, I clicked off to go here. And then they went on to the tower again, so whatever. Anyway, over here, these guys got absolutely slaughtered, 6 of 80. I mean, I actually got the troop that I killed. I mean, he got good on him. 50% of my troops are dead, but I still have these 3 archer units here. So, yeah. And he actually had to charge his general in. Lost a dude, but that's okay. I still have a fair amount of reserves, all of these siege towers, which in the early game I thought would be useful, but now. And now we're actually seeing some troops. So we're seeing mercenary Korean archers, we're seeing some really good chosen swordsmen over here. Some Oathsworn, also very good unit, and then we're seeing some mercenary Thracian warriors. So, all in all, it looks like this is a very good army position. We don't see a lot of Egypt, though. I think the only real Egypt part we see for the early game is this Galatian swordsman, which he should not, like, 30 dudes dead, and it's basically just, what, late Libyan hoplites. I bet these guys probably cost less than Galatian swordsmen. I think it's kind of a waste just to waste these dudes out, and these guys are getting pelted by arrows. I think I saw some arrows. Yeah, these dudes here were shooting at them. 29 kills already. These dudes shooting down at those Galatian swords, so You know what? He probably should have just retreated that. I think he did his job. Whatever he's trying to accomplish. Anyway, good play by Rome. He moves the onagers up. He could have also been using this as a wall. I don't really know. It confuses me on how he was using this. Like, maybe it's just a wall so you can't shoot at his onagers, but anyway, onagers firing at the sides. His thorax swords already losing 30 dudes. These thorax swords are gone. Like, they retreat over here. He's moved some thorax swordsmen up to the breakage. Carthage isn't really charging in, kind of just moving up his dudes. Rome has got some vigils here, kind of holding. I actually took all my troops from here, most of them, except for these two. I unloaded them, so I have my levy pikemen over here. Levy freemen. And then I have my sword followers road up here. And I'm moving up my general's unit here of Oathsworn, and I think there's Celtic warriors in there, yeah. And basically my entire goal is, you know what? Rome, Carthage can take this part, and I'm pushing here. I am pushing as hard as I can, because look, I'm not seeing any dudes here. I'm not seeing Arverni, I'm not seeing Macedon. I think that they're just like holding in the center. I think that they kind of are mobilizing. I think I'm just gonna rush it. I left these guys here just in case they had a cav, just in case. I didn't want to get a mass, like, you know, thing. And I think Rome had the same idea, just leaving some of these troops up here. Onagers already 171 kills. This isn't even an early game compared to this Greek ballista that has basically an... Oh, Rome 2 has died on me. Classic. Let me just launch that up again. 3, 2, 1. I think we're actually gonna have to restart that replay now, guys. So let's just wait a bit. Sega. Oof, bad going. Rome 2 crashing. That is not cool at all. At all. Not cool. Alright, Rome 2 starts. Yep, okay. Alright, sorry for that. If anyone watched that far, I'll probably just put a timestamp or just edit that out. Depends. I honestly don't really care. Just gonna have to do some fast forwarding here. I'll probably timestamp when to continue when this is done. That's unfortunate. I guess such an old game with such a massive replay. But yeah, we can actually see the army compositions already early game. This is what I had. Oathsworn, 3 Oathsworn units. I think I had like 5. So let's just quickly fast forward this. Hopefully this doesn't crash while I fast forward, because obviously, you know, we kind of did that. So, you know, Rome pushing up. I'm kind of pushing up my thing. Rome moves his dudes up to the flank. Blah blah blah. Moving the onagers up. All of these scout units are hiding. And also, if we can see this here, the balance of power, I can barely see, but I really think that red has more. Tell me in the comments if you disagree. And I'm just trying to make small talk, because Rome 2. Maybe Warhammer 2 probably is better. You have to tell me that. I think I'm probably going to start playing that after I'm done with Rome 2. It's been maybe, I don't know. Rome 2 has been going on since, like, I've been playing this game for at least 2 months now, so... Not the... Actually, no, it's 2 months of Rome 2, but it's been, like, freaking 6 months on Napoleon, so you can definitely see. Napoleon Total War was fun. NTW3s, I find it fun, but I kind of find like I'm just zoned out the entire time and not actually zooming in and like enjoying the battle. But the community in NTW3 is kind of funny, so yeah. Anyway, Cav Charge doing some plays. Battering Ram going in. Galatian Swordsman popping in, doing some damage. Macedon. Dark Swords. Yada 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 yada. Cav Charge doing some plays. Trav charging, but they're gonna pull in, and we're gonna see the Macedonian Cav come through here any second now. Carthage, late hoplites, chosen swords chasing out, going back in. Monitors moving up, archers are firing down on them. Cav starts to engage here. Siege towers start to move up. Also, yes, it is a 44-minute battle, but I'll try and speed that up. Obviously, it's a very beefy, long battle. Does not deserve that, you know, someone's time forever. So, yep, Cav just gets decimated, destroyed, almost breaks these guys. They come back, pushing up. They're breaking through the walls a bit. Onagers doing their stuff. These dudes break any minute now. 3, 2, 1. Yep, they are breaking. Yeah, I think we're almost to the point. These walls will begin to break soon. Yep, they're starting to break this wall down. He moves with his Thoric swords. My dudes come out of there, and wait, let me not let's begin to break. Alright. Normal speed. Now, let's get on with this. Push these guys up to hold, you know. And I got these guys out of the siege tower, just holding this area. Late Libyan Hothlites, unfortunately, breaking against a superior swordsman unit. Still taking casualties, still kind of wasting their Pila on useless troops. Got a big chunk of them here. Back to Thoric swords over there. Alright. And onagers are pelting. Absolutely pelting. Jesus. That's 12 kills in one shot from something halfway across them. We actually see our Verni, chosen swordsman, holding this little place here. And my dudes are pushing in. Getting in the fight. So is the Macedon. So is Macedon. Chosen swords chasing some mercenary Gaelic warriors and then turn back and fight them again. So just a little bit of back and forth. These guys suffering a lot. Trying to fighting weaker troops. I think the light Carthaginian hoplites really just the only kicker they got. They could have probably, if those units had been kept back, they could have done so much more. So let's do a little bit of fast forwarding, which I don't like to do, but I have to do it because it's a long battle, and I like doing fast forwarding if Rome 2 quits. So, you know, Celtic warriors are fighting, a lot of mobilization of troops already set again. General's unit pushed up, so did my siege tower units. These two siege towers move up. All of the walls collapse. Bang. These troops are pushing forward now. Gotta move in. Gotta take out. So I'm pushing these units up. And, well, it's just this dude. Literally, he's facing his, like, grandma's house. Literally just doing that. Over here, it's a little bit kinda better defended. Not gonna say it's better. 2 units than 1. So I was like, yep, let's just, you know, take this. Unfortunately, it might trigger a lot of you, and it's gonna happen very soon, but my archers, I move them down, and they fire this ballista. I'm actually gonna do that probably any minute, because as Rome moves down, I think I do too. I think, yeah, I move this guy too. These guys kind of firing at this thorax unit. I kind of just wanted to prevent them from sallying out like that other Egyptian unit, which over here is just a little bit struggling now. 90 of 160, holding this from against some Hastati and some mercenary Gaelic swords. So Hastati is actually, you know, putting up a fight against a much better unit. Pretty interesting. Onager playing around, doing more stuff. Rome still has his units over there. Carthage still with a lot of reserve units, and I still have my general up here. Actually, yep, that's where I move all my Celtic bowmen now. And there, boom. You saw all of this Arverni over here? This little clump? Yeah, no, it was all the way back here. They basically just moved their entire force and just pushed in. They have this Gaelic hunter unit up here firing down, but it is not enough, guys. These Levy freemen, which I was kind of surprised, throwing volleys into the max these Celtic warriors, and I charged them in for a pretty good rear charge. I mean, 25, well, they have 0 charge bonus. Actually, no, 15 charge bonus, so it's okay. So these guys are kind of sandwiched between these 2 units, and then this unit is sandwiched between this one. Like, so it's like this little unit here, then these units surround this one, and then my units surround this one. It's kind of weird. If that makes sense, it probably doesn't. charging in more Celtic Wars. Over here, Egypt getting pushed back. He actually supports some Sobek cultists. Very cool unit. I haven't really played with anyone who uses these guys, but you know, they're alligator hats. They're pushing up onto the walls. Kind of weird. I guess he just thought that all of the siege towers were gonna cause some threat. But nope. We got some Celtic bowmen. I'm actually pushing into this gap. My thought process was I just move these in. He doesn't have any real archers that are focusing, and I'm just gonna, you know, archer v archer, because I don't want, you know, the people one-sided skirmish battle. I actually retreat these guys. They're confident casualties sustained. They've lost probably 30 dudes, and they're a weak troop with little armor, so, you know, gotta use them the right way. Don't just, you know, keep them in the fight. They can't do that. So, honestly, surprised that the Swordfall is held up against 3 units with these, with only, you know, some mercenary Gaelic hunters as warriors as their backup. So I was just kind of like, you know what? Just gotta hope that it works. Just gotta pray that this holds out, because I honestly didn't think it was working until this. Our Verney breaks because I had that sandwich, and also because of the freaking, because of this thing right here, 239 kills, firing on him. He's been microing that thing probably just INSing on it the entire time, just shooting his own thing. But yeah, these dudes firing back. You know, Levy Freeman, Swordfall restoring their Pila pretty good on flank with that. They're not wasting Pila, they're using it on good units. So, some Thorax swords, not bad. I mean, don't want to be fighting Thorax swords late game with, like, you know, half units. Like, those things are like literal tanks. Thorax swords just stand there in formation. So we're holding, so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Actually not. Yeah, I was breaking here. I think I used my general's ability, the second wind. I was using the second wind strategy, just basically getting my dudes fresh. And yep, there we go. They are targeting the freaking ballista. Look at that. That is triggering. That is sad. Actually, I think I stopped them just around about here.
For the gods!
No, I don't. Yeah, stop them there. Kind of. Push up my Oath Sworn. I think that's when I realized. Basically made another secondary unit. And now I'm actually capitalizing on this. I mean, yes, I'm kind of breaking, but it's Levy Freeman. He actually comes around with a Sobek cult. He's kind of doing some weird flanking charge almost. Not really any good avail. Levy Freeman basically don't get kind of into their shields. Didn't really work out. Sobek cultists charge them. They're still holding. They're getting shot by arrows now, so yeah, not the best. Celtic bowmen pushing up dangerously close, getting some kills, 46 kills, basically their first minute. And then the siege towers land. I get the great flank. But yeah, by that time they were all dead, so it literally made no sense. Kinda just wasted a good flank, took too much time. And yep, we are pouring in. Macedon literally already pushed this entire area. We've captured all of that. All of that. It's with like 2 units and with 2 Roman units, 1 Carthaginian, and 2 of these dudes. And now the reinforcements pour in. Carthage and I see this. We're basically done with this. Pulling all of our troops in. Big gap time. You know what it means. Trying to get into it. Break in. Anyway, Levy Freemen are breaking. Celtic bowmen are breaking. Obviously to be expected. I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 archer units camped on a hill with some Celtic warriors guarding them, and then an entire line of troops. But they don't even break yet. They're still holding. I actually charged these Celtic warriors, units of Celtic warriors, to raise the spirits, make people happier. Charging these Sobek cultists, which, you know, they are eager inside the fort, but they're losing. It went just from 70 to 65. It's getting brutal. These guys here, my sword followers, pretty good units, still holding against some Celtic warriors and some others. We actually charged some more Celtic warriors, and at this point I was like, oh, this is gonna be one of those siege battles. Just a big clump of forces, and the attackers 100% lose because the defenders bring in the pikes like at the last few seconds. But no, I was surprised. It wasn't really that we were being pushed back at all. I mean, this was the only unit right here that really had pushed us back. The minute that this unit was done, we basically get a massive gap to work with. Right? And I still had good reserves. 3 Oathsworn units, 2 Archer units. I'd say 3. This one kind of counts. And like these guys here. Anyway, we're kind of just doing a standoff. Just staring down these Thorax Swords units. And yep, Egypt finally seeing some stuff. He's actually retreating pikemen. I guess he didn't want them getting caught in all of that archer fire that was going on. I think he just kind of wanted to say that for late game, which is a pretty good strategy. But yeah, Arverni, heavy braking. These guys have been in the fight for too long. I think Arverni kind of messed up with sending all these weaker units. The minute he saw all of these stronger, sword followers pushing, I think that he should have probably told like these Theraeo spears to move up, told his friends, or maybe even capitalized on these archers more, or moved up his reinforcements. But yeah, now it's over. I mean, his lines are breaking. I'm getting to push up my archers, and yeah, that unit we just saw is dead, fully shattered. Nubian bowmen still full health, and I wasn't actually able to get to them because of this weird like ridge right here. I don't know why this thing here, this ridge. No, what the hell, Rome? What is this, Rome? Rome, come on, Rome. Alright. But that ledge is preventing my archers from getting like direct line of fire. I don't understand it, but whatever. So Levy Freeman finally cracking under the pressure of these Celtic warriors. They've been fighting a while already. 62 kills. That is by against Sobek. I'll call it this or whatever. Celtic warriors basically fresh. Confident losing under combat, which will turn soon. Carthage getting a great charge with Libyan infantry into this Arverni, and I charge in my Celtic warriors into the Thorax lines. My goal was, you know what, 2 fresh units of archers basically doing nothing but sitting there. They're not even firing. Why not break this in turn? Yeah, it's weaker units, but come on. Look at that. Basically half of Carthage's army and Rome's army is right there. So I actually pulled there, and I assumed, I thought that they would actually, you know, come to their senses and think, oh, our teammate, he's trying to take on these 2 superior units. Maybe we should help him out. But yeah, no, they kind of just sat there. But we'll see anyway. Levy Freeman, still breaking, still holding. I think I used second wind on those guys to make them fresh. I think that's what it does, right? Moved up my general, get, you know, his like little buff into there. Carthage kind of holding back these Theraeo spears that are in square formation, which I think was kind of dumb. I mean, dude, if he just made a line with those Theraeo spears, Levy Freeman cannot hold up against Theraeo spears. And Theraeo spears have Pila, okay? They have a good amount of Pila. So, probably should have used these. At this point, it was just a massive clump fighting the small Celtic warrior man. Pretty epic battle here. Look at that guy. Celtic warrior. Crushing my dudes. Oh, look at that. Anyway, I'm pushing up, kind of ramming this guy. Actually get that Celtic warrior doing it. But, yep. He brings in his secondary guys, brings in his chosen swordsmen, his better units, and his archers, his Gaelic, fresh Gaelic hunters. Kind of showing that this is his reserves. Egypt also pushes up some more, this older Nubian bowman unit. That was the unit that was here that got fired on and ran away. And finally, Carthage kind of comes to help. He's just, it's kind of peeling, it's whatever. I'm actually holding him. What am I? Eager, winded, and these guys are active, confident, losing current battles. So I was, you know, I thought that I could win that with the support of my friends. Arverni's front has shattered. And this is when the battle basically turned. This is when we realized, you know, dude, holy crap. Like, we might win this. Like, if you really think about it, yeah, a lot of units. Archers, Thorax Swords General, basically all with Macedon there. Arverni is like 4 dudes. Well, 4 dudes over here, 5. And then it's just Egypt to worry about. And look at this. Rome's already pushed up so much. Already pushed up, holding this way. Carthage is helping push this way. And now we're just focusing on this Theraeo spears. And I got my archers firing around, firing. Kind of hitting the ground over here. So let's do a little bit fast forward, guys. Get this battle started a little bit. Alright, good move might be. pushed up my heavy horse into this gap. I was like, you know what? Look at this. It's an open area. There's nobody here. We'll just roam. Egypt hasn't pushed up. Egypt has no units to counter that. Just some spears. There's no archer units in here that can charge them. I was thinking, why don't I just go through the gap and hit Macedon? They're literally fleeing. This is the best time to hit them. And if they have to get out of the way, hit them here. Open up. Get these Celtic warriors into the battle to stop, like, you know, clumping them. Get them out. Exactly what I do. Charge these dudes in. Yeah, and Rome too thinks the same thing. You know what? Move up these Balearic slingers. Maybe kill them in the back, but I think never mind, dude. I'm charging in. My heavy horse, pretty good unit, only has taken, you know, literally 2 deaths. So I'll push these dudes up. And they're already starting to break. They're breaking. The work swords are breaking, this one not as much. I'm slowly pushing in. He charges in his bowmen. I realize this is my time, dude. This is my time. Take out those bowmen. They're just right there. They're literally just right there. They're not out of ammo, and I know they're not out of ammo because they sat there not firing anyone. These dudes fought at the people. Not these dudes. Kill this. Look at the floodgates just open. Let the floodgates open. And there we go. Perfect timing. Charge these guys in. Rome to retreat his general. These guys think that they've won the day, you know. Oh, they're retreating, they're retreating, they're retreating. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Dang. Literal, the entire unit just dies there. Like 43 of 120, not that good. I've opened up this entire place. The rail spears have been absolutely shattered. Carthage is doing some weird standoff against Chosen Swordsman. I think he threw some peel, I'm not really sure. Yeah, right there. Basically just getting free kills at that point. He charges up some other Celtic warriors that have basically come back from routing. So looking pretty good right now, and I just clump and go. Basically, you know what? Hit him here, hit him here, hit him anywhere, right? Hit him in places. These units free up, I charge in my heavy horse this way, because this Arverni pushed the Celtic warrior unit pushes up into the Carthaginians, and so does this one. Charge in my horse, you know. Get it all over with. Now let's just fast forward a little bit right now. It's a long battle, don't like to do it, but we gotta. So, breaking of Carthage, they get stabilized again by this heavy horse. Still has only taken 2 units, but still very interesting. My goal is basically to make some weird like line here of my units, kind of spread them out of this corridor, take them by the flank, and push up through here, get them to that flank. This flank's looking pretty good. It's 1 versus 5, and then over here they retreat for obvious reasons. Over here, Rome's still standing off with Egypt. Egypt is pretty spread thin. He is moving up some of these Balearic slingers, getting them in range of these Chosen Swords. Pretty good unit. Carthage and Rome pushing up the center gap, disrupting the line soon. Chosen Swordsmen, they still hold. I was really pissed by that, and I actually charged out of my heavy horse because, you know, there were actually, I haven't really taken deaths, but I felt like they weren't getting as many kills as they could. 69 kills though, nice. Just let it up, leave it up to the sword follower units. They should handle it in these Carthaginian Libyan infantry. Anyway, Carthage and I pushing up onto these Thoreo spears, a unit that we do not want to live. He's actually spread out some more Thoreo spears here in the center, because he knows this floodgate's about to open. Rome pushing hard into Arverni here. And yeah, basically just had this weird like little archer clump here. I think these guys were out of ammo. These guys were the ones who were focusing down a lot of the stronger units, so they were out of ammo already. I was basically just using them as a meat shield in case, you know, we are charged with some very good unit comes through all of these dudes. Charged up these bowmen, getting them in close range because they're so little it doesn't matter. Basically using them as close range. He charged up his Libyan infantry. Very good idea in my opinion, just really poor execution. Kind of just lets them stop here and absorb Pila. And yeah, they're taking a beating, but you know, it's okay because look at this breaking of Arverni. And the floodgates open. all of us, all three of the factions that are in this game, know what's up. Push, push, push right there. Anyway, about Rome. Look at this. They kept the units here. I had to tell him, bro, pull them back. Pull them back. We need them. I'm not looking at my situation. This is not gonna last full game. And even if it is, it's gonna need those dudes, okay? Carthage also same. He had a lot of reserves. I think he was very focused on these auditors and moving them up into the city, which is very interesting play by him. I just kind of time consuming, could have probably microed more, I think. Anyway, pushing up my general. I kind of thought this was the end right here, because the rail spears were probably basically full. And I remember, I think his pike units came out of hiding for a second over there, so I was like, oh, okay. It's kind of over. Pikes, I have like no archers, no ammo, basically wasted it all on Celtic warriors at the start of the game so I could actually punch through. But no, Rome and Carthage are doing well. They spread their line thin. The enemy line is thin. Look at this. Just a big thin line here. You push through here, you have access here and you have access there. You push through here, you have access there and you have access there. You push through here, which we did, you have access here and access there. And that's exactly what we do. I push up my guys, put them in a little bit of a, defensive position. Our Vern is like, nope, nope, let's seize control. And Carthage is like, nope, nope, let me seize control. Both going back and forth. Egypt's kiting a lot with these Thoraeus spears. Basically, kind of a dumb idea in my opinion. Should have held. He could have done much more. If he literally just zoomed in onto some of my archer units, he would have figured out that they had literally no ammo. If he'd just done that. Actually, I think this archer unit here was the one with no ammo. I charged that around like that. Yeah, my horses are unfortunately breaking. I had used them to open up the gap more so I could allow my archers to slip in and support these sword followers. And Egypt is still basically, after that first engagement, he's just clumping and just chilling. Like, not even Rome's afraid. He's got his auxiliary Syrian archers and they're right there. Basically doing nothing, right? He has stationed these Hastati over here, but like, what? It's not even that good of a unit. Anyway, Rome does start moving these units slowly but surely over. And at this point, I was thinking we were gonna win. I thought that the break of this gap here, this gap's breaking point, I thought that if I broke this, all these dudes went. They're all trapped in a little hallway. So a little bit fast forward will show you what happens. Egypt throws in his dudes, basically gives up. I charge in my bowmen who are out. He kites again, as he always does. Basically retreating. Then he holds. Peel a volley. Back and forth. Egypt holds here. There are Verni unit that's over here. Kind of breaks through. Rome supports. Then these pikemen move up. The dreaded pikemen. These guys that I did not want to come. They're here. And I'm like, okay. I destroyed these guys. But there's no way I'm gonna live through those pikemen. And I think how he used these were dumb. He should have made an L shape, in my opinion. Like this. Some kind of L. Hold the units here, hold the units there. And then just use these archers. Because you're not trying to win at this point, you're trying to hold. But instead he just focuses them here. And then kites them back. I feel like he was microing these guys way too much. I think you could have just left them there at that point if you're just going to leave them there. And he's just wasting time at this point. I mean, the Rayo Spears are the only thing that's holding them back. They're steady, losing current combat. All my dudes are winning. I've been using second win on a lot of my older units, trying to freshen them up. But yeah, just some pushing through here, really. That's really what's going on. Carthage pushing really hard into this hallway, getting through. And Egypt just retreats. He retreats these dudes. These the rail spears charge in, but as he does that, he Jesus pikeman. Wasted opportunity. He probably could have killed almost half my army there. My army had literally nothing to counter that. These dudes would not have lived to that. Probably only my general and some chosen swords. That would probably be it. And probably if he'd done that L shape, he could have killed Carthage and probably my Celtic warriors here. So yep, all Iverni's left here, some chosen swords, and all of the rest of his army, which is basically his general, is just running at this point, running from archer fire. So let's fast forward here, guys, because there's not much to see, other than, you know, mass breaking of Egypt and me. Alright, big plays over here. Egypt basically doesn't really charge, he just holds. And so does Macedon. This is his last of his army, basically. Which is just a crap ton of units. And he's just finishing up some Arverni chosen swordsmen. He's basically poured in. He's got these onagers close range, still firing like a shotgun. Macedon's like, never mind, pulling this way, we're out of here. Coming to support, nope, we're out. Just leaves Arverni like, where's my support, dude? You came over here to support me and then you're not doing anything. You know, these Thracian dudes, they're about to die. Mercenary Thracians, you had them since early game. They're basically dead now. All because of an onager close range. And I win this and I'm like, you know what? Bang. Open the floodgates, bro. Take them out. Take them all out. So let's fast forward here. Because it's a long battle and we still have 15 minutes to go. And I'm getting tired. Arverni, yeah, kind of just running around. He's still basically half strength. Charge these dudes in, take them out. Egypt just absorbing fire from these Balearic slingers with 49 kills now. Kind of insane. Egypt kind of pushing, kind of not. Just kind of, you know, chilling with these African pikemen. Oh, no, these Egyptian pikemen, I mean. And then he gets fired by the onager and retreats. I push in, and this is where it gets kind of spicy. His general's open. I think he just had given up at this point because literally his army's gone. Like he has like 4 units. I have 7. He has like 4. So it's kind of even. We basically both sacrificed to get through this gap. I kind of sacrificed with Carthage a bit of it, but Carthage had more units. So I charged his unit. I did not realize that this unit was basically fresh. The archers, the Syrian archers did nothing. Over here, however, we are seeing some kind of breaking. It was weird. It's not that they're vanishing, it's because they're Balearic slingers. So he retreated them. I think that what Rome could have done differently here is just double charge this unit. But I think Egypt kind of realized, you know, that might happen. So he's pulling them back to his main force over here. And yep, Arverni's using fire shot. Kind of a weird choice. Don't think that was the right thing. Could have just used normal shot. He shoots the Carthaginian heavy onager, and what he does is kind of interesting. He kind of just leaves the onager, and they're not even routing. They kind of just like just drop the siege weapon, and Rome is able to push up. Arverni tries to push up some Oathsworn, just gets caught up in a bunch of Histadi using Pila, Vigiles, and a bunch of archers. Over here, Carthage is doing some big boy plays with Rome. They've basically taken the gap, came through here, and they kind of have cut off Macedon and Egypt. What I mean by that is if Macedon decides to push through here to get back to his friends, they countercharge him. If Egypt tries to push through here and go to his friends, all they have to do is take their army, push that way, right? All they have to do is go through here and push that way. They're holding a choke point. They're already trickling in troops. I think his general being here was kind of a risky play, but I think just by the buffiness of all these troopers, these troopers have had a very good position. I think it was worth it. And yeah, I was like screaming at him, chat, like, bro, it's on fire. Get them out. And he was like, no, dude. I need to focus on my Roman onagers. Yeah, onagers, dude, onagers. They were really focused on their onagers. I don't know why. Both of them were. They weren't even like friends or anything. They just were focused on their onagers. So kind of weird. Rome 2. Come on, man. What's this? Anyway, I charged in 2 units, pretty low Celtic warrior units. Held this sword followers back. And yep, they're breaking, obviously. I mean, this dude has taken no kills other than to this cringy little heavy archer. Syrian archers over here, I think somewhere over here, or mercenary Cretans, firing into them. Egypt kind of made a push, then was like, yeah, never mind. Pushes back because the amount of archers and the amount of reserves back here of Carthage, kind of insane. Anyway, Rome, as I know, cuts them off, puts 2 Praetorian Guard Stadi there, and Egypt's kind of like, yeah, I'll just hold this with pikemen. Stupid decision, in my opinion. Could have just charged them at that point. I mean, what are you left to do? Your army split up so majorly. But here's the big thing that we're afraid of. This. Look at the amount of, like, freaking archers he has. Rome has archers. Does he use them ever in the battle? No. They basically stay there the entire time because he's a noob. Anyway, fast forward a little bit. I actually do charge in some dudes to take out his general. It fails, but What it does is it basically distracts a lot of his army, and Carthage pours in a little bit of troops. And he pulls them in here. And Egypt charges Rome, kind of a good charge, but Rome actually supports over here. And this battle will, I think, kind of last a little bit. I think Rome actually uses the units in these towers. Yeah, you can see them right there. They come out, and they're going to actually assist this battle over here. Carthage general, still back, he's still fresh. My dude's kind of resting, you could quote a seek. I was kind of pulled out of it, kind of done, didn't want to waste troops anymore. And 100 years, still beating the absolute shit out of our Bernie. Macedon, I think most of his units were dead at this point. I think he even left the game, to be honest. Like, he basically had left a lot of his troops. Egypt was just trying to distract these guys. And, you know what they were doing? Alright, just move here. Just run past them. Who cares? Anyway, I push up all my dudes. And I'm like, Arverni General, Arverni General, Arverni General. Kill the Arverni General. Just slam into this Thorax Swords unit that is not ready for that of the superior forces. Carthage thinks the same thing, like, oh, yep, Arverni General. Rome doing some other bigger plays in this Praetorian Guard, basically mass flanking, man. Mass flanking, getting to that one of these capture points. And Rome's still holding out in this battle against Egypt. Actually, Egypt kind of routs himself by moving them away, kind of reforming. Libyan infantry coming to support, Roman infantry pouring in his reserve units in those siege towers. Egypt's kind of screwed. He's got his archers pinned in this weird, awkward position, basically doing nothing. He has this just Thorax Swords unit that has returned from routing. And the only thing that's holding back another floodgate is some Thorax Swords. That's basically it. And they break. So, you can see where that went. And these guys were just Pila volleying these guys. I thought it was just so hilarious. But then these guys are Pila volleying them. So it's just Pila battles. Just throwing Pila. I'm throwing Pila. You're throwing Pila. We're all throwing Pila. And yeah, he moves them back. It does nothing. Literally zero. I don't know what he thought. Over here, they're just kind of just tracking down archer units that have returned from routing with this general. Kind of cool. Just, you know, don't want him to come back. The last of Macedon, just kind of strangling around. I think at this point he left. I think that this was just an AI controlling him, because what are you gonna do with one archer unit? Like, like there's like one archer unit and a few other like broken like mercenary Thracian or on one full unit. So I wouldn't even call it unfair. I would just call like, what would these units even do? You would probably just throw them in and die anyway. I mean, there's nothing you could really do, and the battle at this point had been a win, honestly. Rome breaking over here to some basically tired, depleted Thorax Swords units over here, winded and now tired. He charges in some Nubian bowmen, almost, not really a charge, just like a very weird placement, I'd say. Histari moving up, me as Boii, crushing Arverni's general, just cornering him at this point. Carthage microing this heavy onager, hilarious, love to see it. General units of Royal Peltis pushing straight up, trying to aid this stupid little, I guess, standoff that's going on. These guys breaking, kind of. Then he charges them in. Dumb idea again, I think. These guys literally broke in front of your eyes. They're just gonna charge them in. What are they gonna do? Like, the amount that these guys can do is almost nothing. I mean, eager casualties sustained. Only thing you're going for is freshness. And kind of dumb that the Scutari were pushed in, but then again, dude, they're Scutari. They're actually getting through a little bit, but so that's impressive. Rome 2's finished up the cleanup over here, pushing a little bit onto Egypt's general, who's used some pikemen to cover up his tracks. Some Carian axemen. I think this is a really shitty unit. I'm not sure, but I would assume it's not the best for a general. I think he spent more on actual quality troops. Archer's still there, pretty pissed at that, but whatever. Macedon's basically flung everything he's had, and I'm like, oh wait, another floodgate. Kill this dude, pour troops here. And at this point I was like, can I really win this? But I looked at the units, right? Late Libyan hoplites, they can hold. Over here we got some more Libyan infantry, they can hold. I have some Roman Histati, they can hold. Only thing going for these dudes is just a crap ton of archers and some Thereo spears. That's not gonna hold. The only thing that's gonna hold are those pikemen, and Will those pikemen last just going in straight in? No, because they're gonna get charged by one angle here, one angle here, and one angle here. They're just gonna be trapped right here. So I kill his general. I think right here I kill his general. Just still last. His general didn't even die at this point. It was just so dumb. I mean, these guys that just pulled back. I was just like, yep, you know what? Let's see who wins. This depleted little unit of Oathsworn or this general. And, well, the general loses. Over here, Macedon and Egypt kind of charged stupidly. The Scutari somehow managed to hold. And it just becomes a pile-up. And yeah, you can just see who wins there. This pike unit just being kept back. I mean, what can it do? If it runs, it gets charged. If it stays, it just has to hold. Archer towers firing at some Praetorian Guard, doing absolutely nothing probably. I mean, they're a very good unit. Anyway, I kill the general, and well, you can already see these dudes are starting to trickle into the fight. Yes, they're exhausted. Yes, they've basically wasted their lives fighting for me, a tyrant. But it's fine. These guys pull back a bit. You know, getting ready for this, obviously. Carthage is fine. He's chilling over here. He's probably gonna push those dudes up. He's got some archers that have returned from route. He probably doesn't realize that. So let's just fast forward a bit. My troops start trickling in. Carthage start trickling in. It just becomes a massive fight in the middle now. And the pikes are set. The pikes are set. They cut off this Oathsworn unit. So the Oathsworn unit is here. This unit here. But then it gets cut off by this. And I was kind of trying to work out a micro I could do. I was thinking, you know, push through here, hit him to the side. Can't really push through here, right? It's like a weird angle it's got here. Also, very cool angle right there. Oh, never mind, I missed it. But so what I do instead, charge in my general right behind these pikes that are doing nothing to a bunch of Libyan infantry that aren't really suffering. The pikes are just getting the spam thing where you just spam attack and they push forward. So these guys do a good amount of damage just charging into the backs of these pikemen who are just like caught up against their wall. The pikes are just brushing up against the wall. They can't turn around. And yeah, Rome just crushes. He just turns around, slams them. Slams all these archers, slams the poor defense. Egypt's pikemen are still held up. His general gets surrounded. He charges his pikemen up because, you know, my general's literally gonna die. Then he just does this. Rome just pushes this way. And now he's gonna micro this even more. And then over here, they're winning! The Egypt pikemen get broke, and then they're getting charged from both sides. Great teamwork over there. Great maneuver. Great outflanking. That's a really good move. And, well, it's coming down to the little nitty-gritty parts. I've literally charged in my dudes behind them. I have my guys kind of absorbing the fire. This Oathsworn. I think I'm going to pull these guys out, my generals. And yeah, we're seeing some breaking of some Thoreo spears. I mean, their general is about to die. Or is dead, actually. They're basically just a few measly units. Rome has a bunch of, like, units everywhere around the map. Cleaning up, scraping out. This unit's dying. And onager support. You gotta love it. Onager support. The onagers, as always, doing what they do best. Firing back. Carthage and Egypt and Macedon have won. They're not microing it as much as this right here. A lot of people were microing this battle here because it was pretty serious, a lot of good units. And I was winning. I pull back my general, and he doesn't micro these pikemen enough. I think he turns them around eventually, but still, get a good amount of kills just by moving those guys out. Mass routing, obviously for good reason. Wavering army losses. Look at the balance of power. I mean, just a bunch of measly units. These guys are surrounded. Rome has surrounded this guy, and it's the end of the battle. Very good battle. Let's watch the statistics, obviously, for obvious reasons. Look at that. 1,999 kills. Almost 2,000. Very pissed off at that, but I probably did one of the best in the game. Macedon did not hold up. Just a bunch of defensive units that weren't used correctly. I felt like at the start of the game, kind of just spread himself out a lot. And then just put his Thoreo spears into just like square. Arverni, I liked what he did at the start, and as shown by Celtic Warriors, he held really good, but I feel like he just dumped troops. Whereas I kept some reserves. As you can see, these three Oathsworn units probably held most of the battle. Heavy Horse was used decently well in tactics. These archers, they didn't get as many kills as I hoped they were, but they did their job. They killed a good amount of enemy bowmen. Celtic Warriors, man. Celtic Warriors did their job. For such a cheap unit, they do really well. Sword Followers as well. And these Levy Freemen clutched up the start. They held at the start. Egypt, they did decently well with their Thrail Spears. I don't think they did as bad as Macedon, but they wasted the Sobek cultist unit. Kind of. I feel like a lot of these Egyptian pikemen were underused. I usually see that in siege battles, these Egyptian pikemen will get up to 200 kills, which they didn't, but still decently good, okay? Carthage, Onagers, 454 kills. How many did Rome get on their Onager? Oh, I think that's a win by Carthage on that one. Their archers were great. They held. Libyan infantry were a very good holding unit, and these late Libyan hoplites did really well, I think. They didn't use their Gallic warriors. I think these died early game. But the mercenary Scutari, very good at holding against those Egyptian pikes. With Rome, very interesting build that he brought. I still think that he was a new player because he had brought in a very cheap build, and I checked, he still had like 1,000 talons left. So he brought some generals, bodyguard, normal. He brought some Roman heavy onagers. I think he copied that from Carthage, and then he brought obviously some of the auxiliary Syrian archers. Very good unit. One auxiliary Balearic slingers unit. These guys all were great. And then a lot of Hastati for, I mean, obvious reasons. Their early game, used them in a great campaign, and they worked. He managed them to work. Not all of them did, you guys. I think this was one of his reserve units. They didn't get as many kills. They're full health. And then obviously some Praetorian Guard epic units and some Vigilies. So I think all in all this was a great game. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry for my little like weird like thing where Rome 2 crashed. Probably just will give you the timestamp when that ends, and I hope you enjoy the video.